grab a beer, and pull up a chair. Welcome to the NorthwoodsBeerGuy podcast. All right, we are back on the road again with Jim. Hey, Jim.
Hey, Mike. How you doing, buddy?
Doing good. How about yourself?
Good day to be inside drinking some beer.
Exactly. We made a little road trip down to Moline, Illinois. And today we are in Bent River Brewing Company. And it's kind of a neat place, man. It's like down in the old historic...
We're along the river.
Yeah, kind of the historic part of town. We're doing a little research on them, and they actually opened, originally not this location, but they first opened in 1996. They didn't have any brewing equipment at the brewery. It was all like a home brew type thing. And then, what did he say, in 2009, there was another friend of theirs or guy they met that had a location that they moved into there. And then 2012, they moved to their current location.
Right.
And then they say they do like 10,000 barrels of beer a year.
Right.
That's pretty good.
And it doesn't look like that from inside here. I mean,
No, it's a neat place. I mean, they got like the old Bohemian style or German style, the big brew kettle tanks, and it's all right behind the bar. You can see that where the fermenters are.
You can almost reach over the bar and touch them. They're so close.
Pretty much. I mean, it is a neat place.
And I think even it kind of blends right in with the way they redid a lot of the old buildings that are down here in this area too. It blends right in like it's been here for hundreds of years.
Exactly. I mean, it's a neat, and if you're looking for a place to eat, oh my gosh, the food. We had some burgers. I had a brisket sandwich. Wow. I mean, that's all you can
Phenomenal.
say. It was really good. And if you're looking for an appetizer, get what were they called? The
pickled onion rings?
Pickled onion rings.
Wow.
They were like a deep fried onion ring that had kind of a pickled flavor. They had two different sauces. Wow. I mean, that was unbelievable. So
what's surprising, Mike, the food was good, so now we kind of are hoping that the beer is almost as good too, because I mean we're kind of got some high expectations already.
They set the bar pretty high on the food side, so we'll see what happens. So I guess let's get into it, man. So the first beer that we have on tap here is a peach wheat, and they actually just tapped this.
Yeah.
There was another beer that was on tap, and they ran out, so then they switched it to this peach wheat.
So I think we got the first glass out of that bottle or out of that barrel.
I think so. So this is a 4.8% alcohol ABV. And their description was, the newest addition to our rotating fruited wheat series has arrived. Soft, slightly sweet, and refreshing. This beer was brewed with a heavy-handed addition of real peach for delightful, delicious, and fruity. Kind of knocks a little bit of the wheat flavor down. Oh, I'm guessing you're not a fan?
The wheat, and again, it's one of those, you got to be ready for what a wheat beer is. Because it has that, it kind of lingers in your mouth. It overtakes a lot of the other. I was hoping to be a little bit more peachy flavor to it. You can taste a little bit of the peach, but I was hoping for...
Well, see, that's what's kind of funny, because that's what I like about it, is that the peach is kind of a faint flavor. You can definitely taste it, but it's not overpowering.
Right.
I think it does knock down the wheat flavor a little bit, so that's good.
Yes. But you can definitely, it is definitely a wheat beer.
Oh, yes, for sure.
And again, you got to be ready for that taste. If you don't like wheat beers, be ready, because I mean this is
when you taste a wheat beer, you know it's a wheat beer.
And that's for me. If there's a little bit more peach flavor, I think it'd be perfect.
Yeah, I could see that. I mean, I guess if it was just a hint more, because if you go a lot more, it's going to be too overpowering, and then it's going to be that's too peach,
too fruity.
Yeah,
but I think just a touch more. Yep. I think it'd have a very, very good beer there.
Yeah, I think that's good. So, on our 5-star scale, what would you think?
High 2s or low 3s, maybe.
I was thinking like a 2.9, right in there, just because I did like the flavor. But like I said, it could have used a little bit more. But I did like it. But again, it's just
I mean, I think we're both talking the same. I think high 2s, 2.9 is right there. I agree on that.
So the second one we have, so we kind of had the first three are kind of a fruit theme, I think.
Yeah.
So the next one it's called Poco. Poco, Poco. It is a pineapple, coconut, lime, wheat.
Who eats beer?
So we will see if this is pineapple, coconut, and lime. So that's an interesting combination.
And this one is not as dark colored as the first one. It's a little bit lighter. You can almost see through the glass.
Yep.
So
it's not nearly as hazy looking, or as the peach one was.
Didn't really have much for an aroma.
No, I'm trying to pick out. I guess you can smell the pineapple.
Maybe that's what that is. Maybe again, it's really kind of faint. The pineapple. I don't even taste the wheat beer part of it.
No, I'm not really picking up a lot of coconut, and if there's lime, it's very faint. I think it's a little. All of it's faint, but I think the thing that kind of sticks out more is the pineapple. But maybe the pineapple lime combination.
And this is only a 5.6 ABV.
So I apologize. Yes, 5.6%.
So I think it's one of those I think could probably drink it on a hot day. If maybe this needs to be ice cold, maybe. Yep. I don't know, but I mean the flavors just aren't really standing out to me. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean it's definitely a good beer. We've had a lot worse, but I was expecting a lot of flavors,
a lot more fruit. I mean,
yeah, and it's just been kind of a little bit muted, so to speak.
Right, and I would say if you're a person that has not ever tried a wheat beer, this might be one.
This would be a good one to try.
Start out because it doesn't have that overpowering wheat beer flavor.
That's one of those things that I've noticed too is wheat beers, you love them or you hate them.
Yes,
typically, because when you taste it, you know what it is.
And this is one of those where it's pretty mellow wheat beer flavor.
Correct.
Maybe that's what the fruit maybe cut that down a little bit.
It could be. I mean, it's definitely, like you said, it'd be a good one to try if you've never tried one before, because sometimes until you taste a wheat beer, it's kind of like having a beer with coriander. As soon as you taste coriander again, you know what it is. There's coriander in there.
Yeah, and that's for sure. I mean, but this, it's not a bad one, but again, I was expecting a little bit more flavor. That's my only probably drawback to the whole thing. But for me, it cuts out the wheat part.
Yeah, I don't get coconut out of it. I think the pineapple and lime are what we were tasting.
Yep.
But I don't get coconut. So
how many stars are you thinking?
I guess, man, that's going to be, I think, similar to that last one, like a 2.8, 2.9. You think?
When we separate them out, I'd say 2.8.
2.8.
So they're not equal. Is that all right?
Yep.
All right.
Yeah, because it's neither of them were bad. But the flavors, there wasn't a whole lot of flavor, that popped out, you know.
And what's your average again for all the beers you've done?
Overall?
Yeah,
for all of them,
average.
I think it's like a 2.98 or something like that.
But we try to keep the 2.5 is right
average.
So this is like a little bit above average from what we had so far.
Yeah. And that's, yes, you're correct. So my average is a 2.5 is what I consider average. Okay, so the third one is on... Oh, the third one is the Mango Tango.
Oh, Mango Tango.
Mango Tango Dreamsicle. It's 7.5% ABV.
All right.
Now, was this one? I'm trying to think. This was a sour, wasn't it? Or was it not? No.
I don't think so.
No, I don't believe so. It's got kind of a hazy IPA look.
Yes.
That same color.
Yep.
As the other two. Oh, wow. That's got more flavor.
I can smell
that almost the dreamsicle part of it tastes like almost like a dreamsicle.
Yeah,
that's not bad.
It's not bad. Almost there's a little bit of tartness.
Yes,
just a hint of tartness. It's got the weird dreamsicle sweetness and the tartness kind of fighting.
The start, you can definitely get the mango.
Yep,
and then the finish is total ice cream dreamsicle popsicle thing. I mean, that is pretty good.
I think they always talk about how is it the mouthfeel. Yep. It really messes you up because you're smelling one thing, you're tasting something else, and then the finish is even different. They did a real good job blending this together. Very impressive.
I like that. Now is it one that I would want to drink like a whole bunch of them? Probably not, because I think you could get heartburn.
And plus this is 7.5.
7.5, but it's that tartness to it. I think you could get like a heartburn type thing. But
if you get a 16-ounce glass, I think it'd be perfect. This is definitely I think one of the best ones you had so far today.
So far, yeah, that is not bad. Like I said, it's got to be, if it's not a sour, it's close, because again, they didn't say what style it was.
No, they didn't have that much on their website for that one.
But the flavor is very good and does have that that tartness to it.
For me, I'd almost I think if they would have taken a little bit less tart, a little more dreamsicle, I think that would have been, for me, that would have been a perfect flavor. But the way they blend it now is still pretty darn good.
Oh yeah. No, I like that. But of the three fruit beers that we had, I'd say this is the best of the three.
For sure.
Just because it has more flavor. The flavor is more pronounced.
Yes.
The other two were good, but I think this one is...
the finish, it still stays with you.
Oh, yeah.
The other one, as soon as, you swallowed it was gone.
Yep.
You didn't have any finish, but this you can still taste it.
Yeah, it's surprising. It's surprising. I like it. I'm thinking like a 3-1, 3-2, well, probably 3-2. I think.
Yeah, I was just say I definitely want to put it ahead of the other two. So I think a 3-2 is right there where it needs to be.
Yeah, I think so because I mean it's again like I said it definitely has more flavor. So I like it. So we'll move on to the next. Now we got done with our fruit beers. So now we're gonna go. We'll do the Biere de Garde next, and that is a farmhouse ale, 7.7% ABV.
Ooh.
So this one has almost like a dark amber color, a little bit hazy, not bad. I mean, you can kind of see through it, but it's kind of that
off brown color.
Amber, almost an amberish brown type color.
Right. Ooh. I can smell.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
See,
yeah, that's at farmhouse.
The fruit beers had us kind of expecting to go this way, and then this one is complete opposite.
This
is pretty good. It definitely has more of a darker flavor. If you want to call it darker, I mean it's more of a deeper flavor.
I don't know. It almost tastes like I'm biting on a piece of wood.
Right. It's not like barrel aged type beer,
right?
Wood flavor, but it's definitely because a lot of farmhouse ales they will vary quite a bit as well,
right?
But like in Wisconsin, Spotted Cow is considered a farmhouse ale. But then I've had other we've had other farmhouse ales where it's almost like a wheat or a Belgian type flavor. These are not.
No. This one, I mean, you need to be sitting down when you take a drink of this one. This one. Unfortunately, I'm not a fan of the flavor in this one. I don't. Well, I mean, it's not a bad, but it's pretty. It's a strong flavor. I mean, you got to be ready for it.
When I took that second taste, it definitely has a little bit of a stronger flavor. But I'm a little confused, I guess.
Yeah, unfortunately, I'm not a fan of this one. I mean, I was very surprised by those first three fruity ones.
Yep.
This one. Granted, I know it's a farmhouse ale, so it's a different style than the other three, but the flavor is just, for the first three, we didn't really have a lot of flavor. This one has
a lot of flavor.
This one's got flavor coming out the top.
Yeah, for sure. And it's, it's different. I mean,
but if you're into that style, I mean, if you like farmhouse ale, this is probably right in your wheelhouse.
Oh, for sure. I mean, if you've never had it, it'd be a decent one to try. It's going to be, it's kind of in between. It's not as strong of a flavor or anything as a stout, but it's stronger than the other three that we've had so far.
For sure.
I don't know. I don't mind it, but I don't think that it's
not offensive, right? But it's you have to know what you're getting when you buy that one.
Right.
So I don't know what I'm probably not going to give it very high in stars. What do you think?
That one, I'm going to say it's 2.6. Okay. I think it was better than average, but just a little bit.
Yep, I'm there too. I mean, because it's an okay beer.
Yep. Now, one other beer that we did try when we first got here was the blonde. What was it called, Jim?
Mississippi Blonde.
Mississippi Blonde. And one of the things that I always find kind of funny is when you're at either a craft brewery or you go to a craft beer bar and non-craft beer people come in, and the first thing they'll be is like, what do you have that's close to this this big brand beer? So I think this is kind of their take on that. It is Mississippi Blonde, 3.6% ABV and 17 IBUs. There's a little write-up on that one. It was 2007 GABF bronze medal winner. Our second most popular beer is a light-bodied golden ale. It's an easy way to introduce drinkers to the deliciously complicated world of craft beer, draft and bottle. You can get it in draft or bottles. So, and I do think they did a pretty good job on that one.
Yeah, a nice light flavor to it.
Yeah, it did have more flavor than like your big commercial beers did.
Right.
So that's one thing, coming into it. If that's the kind of beers you like, I would try it. I mean, I think we gave it a 2.8. I think.
Yep.
And
I think you can drink a 6-pack of that.
I mean, that would be a good lawnmower beer.
Yep.
Honestly, if you don't know what that is, ice cold beer when you're done riding your lawnmower, mowing lawn, pushing or whatever, that would be a good one if it's ice cold.
You're out in the hot sun, sweating right out, so you can sweat it out as fast. You're not even going to get drunk.
And 3.6%, I mean, that was, you could drink a number of them. And, they did a good job on it. So I just kind of wanted to bring that one up, too, because we did not get that in our flights here. But, it was one that I thought we should let people know that. I mean, it was a good choice.
Yes, definitely.
Yep. Okay, so now we are going to the dark side.
Yes, that's what
So
I'm
this
talking
is
about.
getting right back into Jim's wheelhouse.
All right, what are we going to do?
The first one we have is the Oatmeal Stout.
The Oatmeal Stout. Oh, right on top.
So that one, it's 6.4%, 31 IBUs. Our thickest and darkest flagship beer is a medium-bodied ale packed with roasted malt flavors and a hint of sweetness.
All right.
So Jim, I will let you take point on this one.
It's definitely dark. I mean, you can't see through the glass on this one.
Yep.
Ooh, the smell is very good.
Is it?
But definitely a stout.
Oh, it smells. The smell of it, not to mention other beers we've had, but it reminds me a little bit of like Oscars from Sand Creek.
Yes.
A little bit like what Buffalo Sweat was.
I think I was going to say more like Buffalo Sweat because once you take that first taste, I think that's what it's.
That's not bad.
No, I mean,
that is for a stout. It's not the thing I really kind of like about it. It's not that real heavy flavor.
Right.
You don't have like that burnt malt, the malty burntness type flavor to it.
Right.
I like that. That's a good beer.
The only thing that is the finish tastes it's a little bit dry on the finish.
It does have almost like a hint of coffee,
something on the very
finish
end.
At the very end. I mean, when you're sitting there for a little bit, all of a sudden it's like reminiscent of like you had some coffee or something. And I don't think there's coffee in this one.
No, I mean,
it's
because it says roasted malt flavor, so maybe
so that could be
maybe
what we're
there's
picking up.
something
That's
roasted.
probably what we're picking up.
Yeah, because I mean, it's not bad. I mean, the taste is good. It's just that the finish, what hangs on at the very end there, it's definitely not a bad beer.
It's not bad though. I mean, that's
for 6.4%. That's
you could
very
drink
doable.
Oh yeah, you could have a pint of that and
without any problem.
Exactly.
Well, this is not a bad beer. I don't know. I'm just trying to figure out that ending.
Right.
What's on the finish?
Well, and again, I'm sure it is the toasted malts. Where they roast the malt before they put it in. The grains and such, so then it gives it that different flavor to it. But I don't mind it. I think that's pretty good. And like I said, you could drink a few of them. It's not over the top strong. So if you're not a big stout person, I think you could definitely drink
you
that.
do a pint of that. I think.
Oh yeah, yep, for sure.
Yeah, I think definitely I'd have to get a little bit higher than 3.
Oh yeah, I'm thinking 3.2, 3.3 maybe.
Should we go 3.3? So we got a little bit difference there.
Yep.
All right. Yeah, I'm all for that.
Okay. All right. So the next one is their local. It was the Uncommon Stout.
This one here.
But it's made with it was like the Country Club coffee.
Yep. Local. Coffee.
So now their Uncommon Stout. I'm going to read down because I don't think this is the description for this one, but the only difference is they use that coffee.
Oh, gotcha.
So the Uncommon Stout said it was 6.4%, 31 IBUs. This unique stout is our top-selling beer. We infuse our Oatmeal Stout with some of the country's best coffee to make this award-winning medium-bodied ale. So this could be that one. But this one, remember, they had the Uncommon Stout, and then they had this one, which is made with Country Club coffee. So it must be maybe it's a local coffee to here.
Yes.
Oh, wow. You can smell coffee. Wow. That is.
Ooh, there is some coffee smell there.
The coffee smell is strong. That initial taste was like I was drinking cold coffee out of the pot.
Yeah. No, I was going to say coffee grounds. It is strong.
It had a coffee ground taste to it.
So I don't know what this would taste like on ice, like an iced coffee.
If it was colder, yeah, I don't know.
You know how they get out of those big fancy coffee places? I mean, if you like coffee, this is right up your wheelhouse.
Wow.
I like coffee. I'll drink coffee, but this is even strong for me.
This is definitely different. I mean, it's like the first smell, when I first smelled it, it almost had a little bit of my first impression was it smells like dirty socks.
Yeah.
But then all of a sudden the coffee definitely came through.
I mean, it smells like just like when we open up our coffee maker in the morning and you open up the top and there's that coffee ground smell. Yeah. Really strong. This is kind of what it smells like. Yeah. They open the top of the glass.
Boy, that'll...
We're awake now for the rest of the day.
Yeah, yes. we have had a lot of coffee stouts, and it's always funny because some of them are way over the top coffee, like you're chewing on coffee grounds. Some of them are very minimal. Some of them are whatever. This one is kind of pushing a little bit towards that upper.
If you don't like coffee, this may not be.
Yeah, if you are a coffee lover, by all means, you will probably love this. And again, I'm not a coffee drinker other than coffee stouts. If the coffee is in a beer, I'll drink it. If it's just regular coffee, I don't care for it. I think it's just funny because I always say if coffee tasted as good as it smells, it'd be amazing, but it doesn't. It smells amazing, tastes horrible. But my opinion.
And I mean, I like coffee in the morning, but I mix it with creamer just to cut, because I don't like straight coffee without anything in it.
Yep.
This one almost tastes like just a straight cup of coffee in the morning. You're trying to power it through.
Well, like I said, that first it was like you would let it sit there overnight and it had cooled down. Yeah, it's almost that flavor to it.
Right.
You know,
it is. It will definitely jump up and wake you up.
Oh yeah.
Good thing it's in the afternoon, or we'd
we'd have a hard time sleeping tonight, I think.
Yeah. What are you thinking on the stars for this
one? You know, I'd say personally, I'd say like a 3.1, somewhere in there. Because the coffee, to me, the coffee was a little bit too strong. It had that almost a wet coffee grounds.
Yeah, I mean,
taste.
And again, it's not there's no bad aftertaste.
No,
it's just, but it's
a lot of coffee. A lot of coffee.
Super. So, I mean, probably the only drawback is just that they could tone it down just a little bit.
And I'll give them credit if they combined or worked with a local coffee producer,
right?
Then hey, that's pretty cool. I mean, I give them credit for that. But like I said, it's just if you're not a big coffee drinker, you might not care for it just because the flavor is a little bit stronger.
Yeah, it's going to kick you in the knee.
Yeah,
it's going to wake you up.
All right, so we have a bonus one their flight that we got. Well, you can get, what did they say? You can get flights of 4, 6, 8. Or they have their super flight, which is one of every beer they have. And I think they have 14 beers on tap right now.
Yes, you're right. 14.
So you could have got 14 beers on tap. And if our buddy Toby would have been here, he'd have probably got that because he goes big or goes home.
Yeah.
So, but this one, we've been waiting this whole time to try.
Yep.
And this is a barrel-aged ice cream sandwich Imperial Stout.
Oh, there you go.
10% ABV.
It doesn't give us much description of it.
It doesn't give us much description other than the name and the ABV. But it is definitely a darker beer.
Dark beer.
It has the smell is sweet. You can it smells kind of like the sandwich part of the ice cream sandwich. I'll save my reaction until Jim gets a chance to try.
It smells really good.
Yeah.
Wow.
Nice. I would say we have a new leader in the clubhouse.
Wow.
Now,
Mike, I'm going to have to say this is one of those scary ones.
Well, yes, it does not taste like it's 10%.
Right. I mean, could take a lot. I think you could drink a lot of it, but you got to be careful because it's going to sneak up on you.
Yeah. Now, Jim and I really are into like the barrel-aged beers, things like that, and the higher alcohol type ones. And this one, the flavor of the barrel is not overpowering.
No.
I mean, we've had some where that bourbon, or because I guess it didn't say what the barrels were, which to me, typically, I'm guessing it's like a bourbon or a whiskey type. But it's not.
Smooth.
It doesn't. You don't get that boozy taste,
or there's not the alcohol aroma.
The 10% is very smooth. I mean, that impresses me.
That's why I think it's a scary one.
Right.
It does not. If somebody didn't tell you that was 10%, it would not taste like it.
Yeah, you wouldn't. If you just said, "What do you think that is for percent?" If I didn't know before going into it, it was 10. There's no way I'd have guessed it was 10. I'd have said 7, 8, maybe.
Right. I mean, it is definitely. They put this one together right. This is a very good beer.
That is a good beer. Yeah, I agree with you there. I mean
this is. This is almost one you want to get in our glass.
You can kind of taste an ice cream sandwich. I mean, it's not like, it's a liquid ice cream sandwich, but you get those kind of a smoother flavor. Like I said, I can kind of taste the sandwich part of the ice cream sandwich.
Well, and I wonder if that's their flavor they're using to, cut the alcohol flavor. I mean, they did a good blending of it because it's the right amount.
It's a little bit sweet, but it's not over the top.
Right. I mean, and it smells like an ice cream sandwich you're taking a drink.
Yeah. That is crazy. I mean,
this is definitely the new leader in the clubhouse, right?
oh yeah, for sure. I mean, yeah.
And again, we're a little bit biased towards barrel aged.
Yeah.
But I mean, for flavor, the finish, all around,
Right.
I mean, hands down, I think it beat all the rest. This is definitely right at the top. I mean, with a lot of the beer, overall beers we've tried.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, they did a real good job.
Oh, yeah. I mean, honestly, we did not have the 8 beers counting the light one.
Mississippi one,
yeah, the black. We didn't have a bad one.
No,
I'm impressed. And now they have some IPAs. We didn't grab any IPAs because some of these other ones just sounded too interesting to, so we went with those. But yeah, I think overall they did a good job. You know? And so on the stars, what are you thinking on this one?
It's in my wheelhouse. I think it's definitely above a 4.
I was going to say like a 4.1, 4.2, somewhere in there.
What do you think? 4.2?
4.2, yeah.
All right. Yep.
Yeah, I think that was by far
hands down
of all the ones we had. What were your top 3? So first off, if you had, I'm pretty sure if we only could pick one, we're both going to say the barrel age would be number
for sure.
1. So what do you think on
and again, because I'm kind of biased, I think the one stout, the oatmeal stout, was probably my second favorite.
Yep.
But I think then that Dreamsicle was still pretty good.
What's funny is I would go the exact same thing that you just said. Fourth, the thing with the coffee one, that it was just too much coffee.
Yep. Unfortunately, it was
the peach and then the pineapple one. There just wasn't a lot of flavor. The farmhouse was just a little bit different, a little. But I'd go exactly what you said. I'd go with the ice cream stout, the oatmeal stout, and then the Dreamsicle.
Yeah, I mean, they're definitely onto something here. I mean, this is definitely a gem in Moline.
Oh, yeah. Yes.
This is worth the trip down.
Definitely
to take a visit.
Yeah, if you're in the Quad Cities area, and we're hoping that we'll be able to, maybe check out at least another place or two. This when we're down here. But this place, if the other ones are anything like this, we're in for a treat because this was a good way to start. They did a great job.
And granted, not that it's a bad thing, but there's not a lot of traffic in here. So I mean, it's almost like a local bar feel. Yep. You're not getting pushed around by people. It's pretty quiet.
I could see where Friday night, Saturday night, it would be a lot louder with more people. But the time that we're here, it's pretty quiet and it's nice.
Yeah, I mean, we parked right in front of the door.
Right in the front row. So.
I mean, you can't beat that. And then I think the other thing I thought was good too, I was looking we were getting the food. Yep. They have probably 30 different whiskeys.
Oh,
that you can try too.
They had scotches, they had whiskeys, there was something for everybody.
Yeah.
And
the food was great.
The food was very good.
So it's almost like I don't think we can try everything out here in one stop. We definitely have to make a second trip.
We will have to come back again another time and try something else. But next
time we have to get a flight of whiskeys maybe next time.
Oh, I don't know about that. That would lead to bad things, I think. But
that's a different podcast. Probably.
That's a whole different podcast. But I do say if you look at the quality of the beer and the quality of the food, because we've been to a lot of different places, and this
combination,
I think combined, this place is way up there.
Yeah, and the service
was great.
Customer service.
I mean, everything that we had for the food was very nice. The bartenders are nice. Yeah, it's a cool place. I mean,
I'd have to give this probably close to 5 stars.
If you notice, on this wall here, they've got it's like they took a barrels apart, and they've got the barrel wood on the wall.
Nice.
It's a cool thing.
Yeah, I mean, they have definitely took their time when they put this together. It is definitely worth your time to drive down and take a visit here.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And again, the weather's probably not the best for us, but I think I seen they did have a patio outside too. So maybe in the
summer you could go sit out on the patio and enjoy the beers and food and such. I agree. This was
so Bent River Brewing.
Bent River Brewing in Moline, Illinois. If you're ever in the area, make sure you stop down.
Yep.
And tell them that Jim and the Northwoods Beer Guy sent you. Not that they'll remember us, but
you never know.
You never know. All right. Well, we will
see you next time.
Sign off for now, and we'll see where the road takes us.
Yep.
Have a good one.
Bye.
Thank you for listening to the Northwoods Beer Guy podcast. If you have a question, a comment, or a beer you'd like us to review, please feel free to send us a message at northwoodsbeerguy@gmail.com. You can also find us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. If you're on Untappd, look up Northwoods Beer Guy and send a friend request. Until next week, I hope all your campfires are warm and all your beer is cold.